Breaking news from Camp Nou. Barcelona are once again turning heads in world football. From La Masia's next big star Hafiz Gariba catching everyone's eye, to Marc Casado stepping up as the perfect replacement for the injured Pedri, and even more exciting updates on Rashford's future and Joan Garcia's return. In today's video we're diving deep into all the latest from Barca. New talents, tactical changes, transfer moves and recovery updates that could shape the club's season ahead. Barcelona believe La Masia talent has a real chance of breaking into the first team. La Masia has been a real lifesaver for Barcelona in recent years, producing talents such as Lamine Yamal, Alejandro Balde, Gavi and Pau Cubarsí, among others. These players have gone on to become key components in Barcelona's first team, thereby helping the club reduce their reliance on the transfer market. Now, at a time when Barcelona are struggling with their defense, the club may once again look towards La Masia to provide them with a star talent. And as things stand, everything is pointing towards 18-year-old Hafiz Gariba. The next big thing from La Masia? According to Sport, Barcelona believe that Gariba has a real chance of breaking into the first-team setup if his current growth trajectory continues. Gariba, who arrived at the club just 6 months ago, has had a curious but rapid rise. He came from the Marseille academy and even spent time playing in the lowest tier of Catalan football with CE Codeler just to acquire rhythm. Since joining Barça, his evolution has been lauded. He is now a mainstay for the Juvenile A side, impressing coaches with his unique blend of skills. Gariba is described as a fine and elegant centre-back who possesses a high technical quality for playing the ball out from the back. In addition, he is known for his aggression and competitive spirit, which is hardly surprising given the fact that his idol is none other than Carles Puyol. Unlike other young prospects, Gariba is not prone to the defensive disconnections that can plague developing centre-backs. This mental strength, combined with his physical and technical potential, has the club excited. After a brief adaptation period last season, he was promoted to Juvenile A and has been a revelation in both the league and the youth league. But whether or not he can convert this early success to a first-team breakthrough remains to be seen. Barcelona homegrown talent seen as the most logical option to replace injured superstar. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick faces another big challenge ahead of the clash against Elche at the Estadio Olímpic Luis Companys. The team has been hit with a major setback as Pedri has picked up an injury, forcing Flick to rethink his midfield setup. Pedri, who has been a key player this season, starting all 13 of Barca's games across La Liga and the Champions League, will now be sidelined for several weeks, leaving a noticeable gap in the squad. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, the most likely solution Flick is considering involves promoting Marc Casado into the starting lineup. The young midfielder is seen as the most natural fit to fill Pedri's absence. The plan would see Frenkie de Jong move into a more advanced role, while Casado takes charge of the deeper midfield position usually occupied by the Dutchman. Casado, 22, has already played in 10 of Barcelona's 13 games this season, starting 5 of them and even registering an assist. He proved his worth last season during a similar injury crisis when several midfielders, including De Jong and Gavi, were unavailable, showing calmness, maturity and tactical awareness beyond his years. With Pedri out, Flick seems ready to trust La Masia once again, giving Marc Casado another opportunity to shine on the big stage. Other options at Flick's disposal. However, the Barca coach also has other options to consider. Assuming De Jong is chosen as the more advanced midfielder, there are 2 additional candidates to occupy the holding role besides Casado. One of them is Eric Garcia, whom Flick has already used in that position on several occasions. Yet, the manager seems intent on consolidating Garcia and Pau Cubarsí as his central defensive pairing, thus ruling out a move to midfield. Marc Bernal would be the other option, although Barcelona and Flick are taking caution with his reintegration after more than a year out with injury. 19-year-old Barca athletic midfielder Tommy Marquez could be an outside choice after Flick tested him in training on Thursday. Barcelona 24-year-old star in the final phase of his recovery from injury. On Sunday, FC Barcelona will lock horns with Elche, aiming to get back to winning ways in La Liga following their El Clasico defeat a week ago. Leading up to the game, Hansi Flick has been greeted with mixed news on the injury front as Robert Lewandowski and Dani Olmo are set to return, while Pedri has been sidelined. There is another positive, though, in terms of the progress being made by Joan Garcia, closing in on a return. Indeed, according to Guillem Boras Perez on Gigantes, Garcia has entered the final phase of his recovery and appears very close to making his return. The 24-year-old goalkeeper has been working on the pitch for a few days now and did some individual exercises earlier today before tomorrow's game against Elche. However, at the moment, it is unlikely that he will be returning for this game. Instead, a comeback is likely to take place next week when Barcelona take on Celta Vigo away at Balados right before the international break. Garcia had become the #1 starter in goal for Hansi Flick this season, ahead of Wojciech Szczesny and the injured Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The former RCD Espanyol ace had already proven himself to be a shrewd piece of business with some impactful displays early on in the campaign before getting injured against Real Oviedo. As such, his return in the coming days will be a welcome boost for Hansi Flick and company, as they enter a crucial phase of the season. Barcelona already working on permanently signing informed loan arrival, report. Despite the fact that FC Barcelona has had a rough start to the season, certain players still manage to stand out individually. One such player is Marcus Rashford, a temporary signing that many doubted initially. Having arrived from Manchester United on a loan deal, the 28-year-old English forward had a lot to prove. Fortunately for Barca, that is exactly what he has done so far and continues to prove to be a great acquisition for the Catalan Giants. With 5 goals and 7 assists so far this season, he is a player in top form. Beyond the loan, however, Barca are reportedly now working towards making his stay a permanent one. According to Sport, the Spanish club is looking to sign the player permanently at the end of the season and is leaning towards offering him a longer contract with a reduced salary. This would ensure that he earns consistently in the long run while also having some stability in terms of his career as well. Moreover, the player's entourage has reportedly expressed a strong desire to reach an agreement that could see him stay at the club until 2030. However, everything will depend on the player's desire to stay and the feasibility of the operation for Barcelona. At the moment, it seems likely that the Catalan Giants would like to exercise the buy option worth around €35 million included in this current loan deal with Manchester United. So there you have it, Barcelona's youth revolution is alive and kicking. Hafiz Gariba could soon be the next La Masia gem in the first team, Marc Casado is proving his worth once again, Joan Garcia is nearly back in goal, and Marcus Rashford's permanent signing could become a reality. Which of these stories excites you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss the latest Barca updates right here on the channel. Visca Barca.